Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm joined today by Ben Ridgway, Group Managing Director of iamproperty. Thanks for joining, Ben.
No problems, Nat.
Good. We can have a little chat about what you guys do, and particularly around the material information rules. But let's just start off by telling our viewers a little bit about you and what you're up to and how you got there.
Yeah, okay. So hello, everyone. As Nat said, my name is Ben. I've been involved with iamproperty right from the start. Co-founded the group with Jamie, my business partner, probably better known for our auction business. iamsold, we're the leading provider of auction services.
Let's dive straight in. Thanks for that, Ben. So material information rules. So they're coming in. What do you see them meaning in practice for agents?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I mean, the way I see this is they've always been there. So consumer protection regs state that a consumer needs to be aware of anything that might materially affect their decision. They just probably haven't had the focus from trading standards. So I think first things first, it's welcome. It's coming in three parts: Part A, B, and C. Part A is due to come in May. What do I think the practical impact for agents is? Not very much from Part A, because it's fairly easy. It's just they've got to make sure that they disclose the tenure and the council tax band, and there should already be
That's something that's pretty much out there already.
It's really, for me, when and we've got no timeline on this from trading standards, but when parts B and C come in, it gets more interesting, because agents are going to have to start to disclose restrictive covenants and things on the title that they might not be that comfortable about talking about at the moment, and probably they would say usually in the reserve of a lawyer. So I think it's a good thing. I think practically there will be implications for agents. They can either do that themselves, download those titles and take advice, or they can partner with a provider such as ourselves through our MoveButler platform that allows technology to do the heavy lifting on that, which we can get onto.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So it's May, right? So what are the penalties for not getting it right for an agent?
Yeah, look, again, I think this is an interesting one. The penalties of not getting it right, our trading standards can close you down. Are they going to do that? No, I don't think they are. It will be interesting to see the level of enforcement that trading standards have, because that will be done locally. I think that it'll be a bit of a soft run into it. I think there'll be some visits. I think that agents will be given time to improve their processes. So I don't think it's something that they need to be too scared about, but they do need to start reviewing it. For me, though, it's just hand in hand with the fact that more regulation is now in our industry. I think the one that they need to get right is the AML regs, which is looked at by HMRC, and you see more and more agents now ending up on that HMRC money laundering offenders list, which I've seen agents using that in local markets to dissuade vendors from going with agents. So it's important that agents, I think, take this increase in regulation seriously.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So practically, what can they do to get prepared now? You can look at your platform, others, but what practically can they actually do right now?
Well, I just think they need to review their processes now. It's fairly common sense what trading standards are asking them to do. It's about making sure that anything that a client should be aware of is there front and center. Now, they can review their processes and do that manually. Download titles, read the titles, review that. They could partner with a local law firm who could legally prepare clients, and it will be interesting to see whether that's a route that the industry goes down. Again, we can do that through MoveButler, or they can specifically work with a technology provider to provide instantaneous review of that title, which we provide free instantaneous title insight reports that pull all of this information off from the title and provide it to them instantaneously. So, it's the click of a button, really.
Yeah, and an easy win. That's what agents will be after, obviously. So we touched on the tech solutions out there. I mean, there's a lot of prop tech solutions out there, but specifically, which ones or how can that support? How can prop tech support material info?
Well, do you know what it is? I think it's really interesting. I think agents have got to be careful. And as a provider of prop tech, I shouldn't really be saying this, but there is so much prop tech out there, and lots of it just deals with very small parts of the process. And if they're not careful, they could get bogged down working with, too many different providers, and it costing them quite a lot of money. I think for me, where I see prop tech working properly in an agency, it's where it will either remove an administrative task or improve a consumer's experience. Where I don't think prop tech should be used is where it gets in the way of the relationships that agents can create with their clients, and some prop tech does. So what would I do if I was an agent? I mean, I think the old ways are the best. I would, if I was about to sign up to a new supplier, I'd make sure that I'd spoke to some agents who were already using their system and had been for some time, and asked them for their honest feedback on it. Obviously, there are review services like Mr. Wales Kerfuffle that digitise a bit of that process.
Is that? I don't know.
But if you don't know who Mr. Wales is, where have you been for the last 10 years? So Kerfuffle is a good place that you can go and see like-minded agents' reviews on prop tech, so they're probably the two main things for me.